Welcome back, beautiful people, to the Lady Beks Experience, conversation for the culture where power meets purpose in every story. I'm your host, Dr. Morris, but you can call me Lady Beks. If you tuned in last time, you know we kicked things off with Unmarried but Unshaken, the power of co-parenting and reclaiming your narrative. And let me tell you, the love, the messages, and shares, it's been nothing short of amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up and showing love. Now today, we're going to get into something that hits home for so many of us. Because let's be honest, a lot of us are healing while hustling. We're grinding, showing up for work, school, and families, our community, and still trying to hold ourselves together when nobody's watching. We're out here carrying entire households, project dreams, expectations with a smile that sometimes hides exhaustion. But today we're slowing down. We're taking a breath. We're talking about the emotional cost of carrying it all. Because healing and hustling don't always mix. And when they do, it can take a toll on our mind, our body, and our spirit. So in this episode, we're going to unpack it all. The pressure to perform, the myth of the strong one, the burnout, the guilt of saying it all and saying no, and the beauty of finally learning to rest without apology. On our show, LaRock on the Radio and Lady Beks, LaRock often talks about check on your strong sis. Right, big part of it is checking on your strong sis or your strong bro, right? Because we always standing up, standing out. So go ahead and get comfortable, light your candle, pour that tea, or take this ride with me during your commute. Because this conversation is going to be honest, freeing, and hopefully healing. This is Lady Beks. This is episode 2, the Lady Beks Experience, healing while hustling, the emotional course of carrying it all. Right, because far too often we wear strength like armor, but inside we're tired, stretched thin, and healing in silence. We're doing the work, chasing the goals, showing up for everyone, but forgetting that we need showing up too. I'm going to be honest, there was a time when I equated success with exhaustion. If I wasn't busy, I felt guilty. If I was still too long, I started wondering, what am I doing? Sound familiar? We live in a world that celebrates burnout as a badge of honor. She never worked, she never stopped working. He's always on his grind, but nobody's talking about the anxiety, the sleepless nights, or the quiet breakdowns that comes with it. Especially in communities of color. We've been conditioned to survive, not slow down. We've been told to push through pain, smile through struggle, and pray through exhaustion. But here's the truth. Your body will eventually do what your mouth won't. It will say enough. And if we're not careful, our need to prove our worth will cost us our peace. I had to learn the hard way that healing while hustling requires intention. It means checking in on yourself before your body checks out on you. Because it happens. This is how we get sick, right? The sick overcome all of the stress and all of those things, right? We work, and then all of a sudden you're like, what is that feeling? And it's like checking on your battery. The same way you're checking on your battery on your car is checking on your battery on your body. It means redefining the success, not as how much you produce, but how well you preserve yourself in the process. Every morning, every time I can, I have an Apple Watch, so I remind myself to take a breath. Take the moment to breathe and remind myself that I don't have to carry it all right now. You ever notice how being a strong one in your family or your friend group becomes an identity? It's not even something you asked for. It's just who you had to be. But strength can be heavy when it's all you've known for. Because when you're the strong one, people don't always ask if you're okay. They assume you are. Checking on your strong sis, as my puzzle Lady Rock would say. When you're the fixer, the encourager, the one who keeps it together, people forget that you break too. We do. We break. And sometimes we forget too. I'm going to talk about myself right now. And if you are in agreement or you think this is happening to you as well, chime in, check in. I thought if I kept moving, the pain couldn't catch up. But my unhealed trauma always found a way to tap me on the shoulder, usually when I least expected it. That's why I wanted to dedicate this episode to all the ones who've been so strong for so long, they forgot what rest feels like. Won't be a Lady Beks segment if I didn't have some thought-provoking questions. Question number 1, what part of your life looks together on the outside but feels undone on the inside? 2, who told you that asking for help was weakness? Hope you got that pen and that paper so you can write the rest of these down. How do you show up for yourself the way you show up for others? And 4, what's one boundary you've been afraid to set because you thought it made you selfish? Let's talk about what happens when we carry too much for too long. When you're constantly managing everyone else's emotions, you start losing touch with your own. You find yourself snapping when you're just tired, crying when you're just overwhelmed, and feeling guilty when you say no. And that guilt is heavy. But here's the truth. Guilt and gratitude can't live in the same space. You can be grateful for your blessing and still be tired of the burden. You can love your family and still need space. And you can want to succeed and still crave rest. Healing while hustling means learning that you're not your productivity. Your value is not tied to your calendar, to your to-do list, or your paycheck. You are worthy even when you're still. So take this moment to put down your phone, close your laptop, and ask yourself, what part of me have I been neglecting while trying to keep everyone else together? Remember, rest is not weakness. It's how we recharge our power. When I finally started to rest, I realized something powerful. Peace was my missing success matrix. I stopped asking, how much did I get done? And started asking, how do I feel about what I did? That's the shift. When you start honoring your peace as much as your productivity, you'll be a fire. Healing while hustling is about balance. It's about releasing what's no longer aligned with who you're becoming. It's saying, I can't carry this the way I used to. And that's okay. I would say get some Post-its, put it around your house, put it on your computer, put it on your book, your keychain, any way you can, right? To find you some affirmations to remind yourself. And here are some affirmations that I have for you. I can be driven and still need downtime. I don't have to prove my value to be valuable. And rest is my birthright. I'm going to repeat that. Get your pencil, get your pen this time. Get a piece of paper or Post-it. I can be driven and still need downtime. I don't have to prove my value to be valuable. And rest is my birthright. Before we close, I want to leave you with this. You are not meant to carry everything alone. You can sit, you can set it down, you can breathe, and you can still be powerful in your pursuit and in your pause. This week, I want you to schedule one act of stillness, not because you've earned it, but because you've deserved it. Whether that's a nap, a walk, a cry, or a prayer. Give yourself permission to heal while you hustle, because peace is the proof that your purpose is working. Thank you for joining me on the Lady Beks Experience, Conversation for the Culture. If today's episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs the reminder that power and peace can coexist. Follow, subscribe, and join me next time. Until then, stay courageous, stay inspired, and always walk in your purpose. I'm Lady Beks, and this has been The Experience. Have a wonderful day on purpose.